All right, guys.
Hey, what's
Welcome
going on?
back to Downright Random. This is episode 3.
Three. Uno, dos, tres.
3. So yeah. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed our other two episodes so
we
far.
thank you guys for watching so far and subscribing.
That's
and
right.
If you're sharing, thank you so much.
We
Yeah.
encourage it more and more.
Yes, continue to.
And if you haven't seen our other two episodes, and this is your first one, after this one's over, definitely go check back the other two.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think by leaving comments below, because I mean that definitely makes it so we can improve every single time.
Yep.
Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and share it with your friends. Subscribe, put the bell on so everyone can know that when we have another episode.
Yep.
So anyway, guys. So to start off with,
So we went to the mall earlier.
we went to the mall today.
Yeah.
And because stores have been opening back up slowly,
Yeah.
but surely, I guess. But a lot of stores have not opened up.
Yeah.
Like, it's still very, very dead.
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird because like we were kind of taking note to the stores that weren't open, and there was a lot of like even like some of the bigger like department stores that I thought would be open. Like I think Nordstrom was closed. No, Nordstrom was was Nordstrom open? I can't remember, but Belk was closed.
Belk was closed. Neiman Marcus was closed. Macy's was closed.
Yeah, and it's like
I think Nordstrom may have been closed.
Yeah, no, Nordstrom was open. I think that one was open. Well, one of the major ones were like was open, but it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of places that have like a lot of merchandise that are not open.
I mean, just walking past some of the stores, there's still merchandise from Easter.
Yeah.
I mean, just sitting there.
Yeah. What was that one chocolate store?
Well, the Godiva.
Yeah, they had like all of their like Easter stuff there, and I'm just like, why didn't they just give it to like employees or something? But I guess they don't want to make it look like it's empty. They want to, I guess, give people hope that there's still maybe there'll be like some severe sales when they finally do open. Some stores had like notices on the door that was like that they're opening in a couple of weeks or days or something.
Some opening tomorrow, some opening in a few more days, and some opening like in a couple weeks and stuff like that. So it's very
weird.
It's kind of random on how they're opening, because it's not like, oh, everyone's going to open on the 5th or the 1st or the 2nd.
I guess it's like based on individual opinions or whatever. But I don't know, even like before this, did a lot of people go to the mall? Like, are malls still like a thing? Because I know like when we were in high school, like that was like a good hangout place. And,
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good hangout place, but also it was still kind of like thinking about like the malls that we went to. It was still kind of dead sometimes in the mornings.
Like you would see like the people do like walking and stuff like that. I heard something else. Sorry, guys. I paused. Where it's like, we would see like the mall walkers or whatever. But for the most part, it wasn't like I said, like how when we were in high school, like that was the place to be or whatever. When you were in high school, what stores did you go to? Like in the mall?
I mean, not too many. I mean, it was like Hot Topic. It was Spencer's.
Mm-hmm.
We had a store in one of our malls called the Varsity Store, and it was kind of like a Hot Topic-esque kind of thing. It was pretty cool.
It didn't have anything to do with like sports or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
No sports at all.
What was it, Varsity? I just automatically think Varsity, but I don't know. Interesting.
It's just what it was called. I don't know why it was called that, but it was the Varsity Store.
Okay.
And I mean, it had like punk clothes and Janko jeans.
I knew you were gonna say that. Janko jeans.
That's what it had. It had a lot of that stuff.
I still can't believe that like in like today, if you look for Janko jeans, they're about like what? They're expensive.
They're still expensive.
Crazy expensive. Yeah, I don't even understand why. Because like how many people are really gonna purchase Janko jeans and then wear them? Like seriously.
I would wear them.
You would wear them?
They'd have to be the good ones. Like the ones I loved were my cabbie ones. It had the checker down the side and had the little like cab down in the bottom. Like the cabbie ones, I would wear the checker ones.
Were they still like sweeping the floor and everything?
They weren't too big. They were 26-inch pipes. So I mean, they were big, but they weren't like.
See, I just see at our age wearing pants like that, we trip, we trip and fall, and then it would be bad. They're just so big. They're so big.
But I like baggy clothes. I mean,
not that big though. Like if you guys don't know, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, well maybe, I don't know. If you don't know what Janko jeans, Google it and you'll see. And if you do remember Janko jeans, would you wear Janko jeans now? Like, Like I like big bell bottoms, but
how is that any different? How are bell bottoms any different than Jenko jeans? Because the bottom is still the big part. It's still the big barrels at the bottom. So you just had to tighten up at the top.
Jenko, I imagine Jenko jeans being very heavy. Like it just feels like a lot of fabric.
It was a lot of fabric.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Heavy. Yeah, like the material was like good jean material. It wasn't like thin like it is nowadays. That was one of the things that probably like certain people liked about the Jenko jeans is it slowed you down. Yeah.
Like you could not run in Jenko jeans, and if you did run, you were like holding them while you're running with your chain wallet.
See, I don't think that
and everything else.
Like clothes should give you like a disadvantage in life. I think so. Like if you have to pull it up, or it's just like if you're wearing like clothes that are too small and like you have to keep pulling it up, or you feel like you can't breathe, and by the time you get home you have like the push like part of the button like on your stomach because they were just way too small.
But you really couldn't run in Jenkos.
Yeah.
Like you would have like a probably.
How funny would there be if we found like some Jenko jeans and there was like a Jenko jean relay race? How funny would that be?
That'd be kind of funny.
See how far like.
But I mean, it depends on how big of the barrels you got.
Yeah, as the race gets further, the barrel gets bigger. Yeah, like, how funny would that be?
No.
I think it'd be.
But
funny.
now you just gave someone that idea.
Damn it! Edit that part out. Golly, give us credit, please. Oh man, but yeah, I think that would be a funny thing. But okay, so what other stores that you like going to?
I mean, that was about it for the most part. I didn't really go in many other stores. I mean, I went in Lids a lot because I enjoyed my hats.
Yeah.
We would go to the movie theater in the mall a lot, but that's when movie theaters were still in malls. Now they're not, and movie theaters are pretty much going to be gone now.
Unfortunately, so at the moment, I think. Yeah.
But let's hope that maybe like drive-in theaters will come back.
I actually saw an article that. Where was that? I don't remember where it was. But we actually said that in the very beginning when all the crazy stuff started. We were like, man, drive-in movies would be an awesome thing. Because we did go to a drive-in movie in North Carolina. And I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, you can either bring your food or you can get the food that's like in the concession stand or whatever. But you're in the comfort of your own car. Or
just outside your car.
Yeah.
It gives you a little more just breathable room and stuff like that.
And it's like throwback, so it's like, So I think that's kind of a cool thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think so.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that hopefully will be making a comeback, and it's going to be one of those things that we're just going to suddenly go back into like retro times. Yeah. It's going to be...
That would be nice because people would dress a little bit more respectable.
I don't think you're gonna get that far back.
A little more modest.
No, because I don't know. I think YouTube will still allow all the other
and TikTok. Sorry,
will allow all that other just trash stuff on there.
Do you think that like the drive-in movies will still do like double features, or would they probably? I mean, if more people are going,
most of the time they do. I mean, that's what
that's
their thing. So
yeah. So when we went, it was golly. I know it was that one movie that I still think is horrible, but the one with George Clooney. God, what was the one with the girl and it was like not Journey to the Center. What the heck was the name of that movie? Do you remember the movies that we saw at the drive-thru?
Yeah, but none of them with George Clooney.
I thought George Clooney was in one of them.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. So what were the movies that we saw? Because I'm gonna look it up because I know that we saw one with George Clooney. What do you remember?
Well, I remember one of them was the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay, that was one of them. Yeah.
And
it was the George Clooney one. We just can't remember because I think we left during it because it was.
No, we left during Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay. So then we watched the other one. I'm gonna look through George Clooney.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
It was George Clooney.
Yeah.
Okay. It was Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. Yeah. I didn't like that one.
I did like that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
I'll have to. What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. I don't know. It just wasn't interesting to me. But I may have to watch it again, like revisit it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just wasn't that interesting to me.
I thought it was good. I really liked it. So I don't know.
It was so good that you forgot that we saw it and that George Clooney was in it.
I mean, it's one of those things. I just don't think I watched. I
paid attention
to who was in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So. You said Lids. Spencer's. Is Spencer still around?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. It is still around. See, how do stores like that survive? Is it because they have like all those little kitschy things? How do they? Not that I want Spencer's to go out of business.
No, it's because there are tons of immature people.
That's true. Because
that's how it survives.
Yeah, because like all those like things, it's like pull my finger cards and all that other stuff. Yeah,
all that stuff. That's how it survives.
Yeah,
most definitely.
So we went to a dead mall one time. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's where a lot of malls are going to end up?
Well, they were going to redo that mall. Yeah, someone bought it.
Okay, that's right.
And then they were redoing
it. That's right. Do you think that it's gonna?
I think malls are definitely going away.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, it's one of those things that there are tons more people shopping online.
Yeah.
But there are more. I think it's almost like strip malls are coming back.
It seems like that's where people go. Like when you go to like a strip mall, you got like your Ross, your Marshalls, and all that other, and your Party City. It's always like the same stores, like Ulta, and then which I wonder. Like, just side note, I wonder if Ulta is doing better than Sephora as far as like walk-ins, because Sephora is usually in a mall, whereas Ulta, they're in a lot of strip malls now, and their stuff is cheaper there also. So I wonder, that was just a side thing, but I wonder if like stores that are predominantly in like malls that have like their competitors that are like in strip malls, which one is actually doing better? Like, are people really going to go to a mall, all the way to the mall, just to go to that particular store? Like, for example, FYE versus like a Best Buy. You know, sometimes,
but FYE is like gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very few of them left.
Yeah. Talking about music stores. Virgin Records. I don't know how many people remember Virgin Records. Do you remember Virgin Records? Okay. Virgin. That was like a amazing part of my childhood. And it's also because like they didn't just have like American like artists and stuff like that, but you can get like a lot of like international like DVDs or CDs or whatever, and like releases that didn't come out here. So like you would get all the other exclusive things that didn't, you know, whereas people don't really do that anymore. Because I know, like, okay, I was a Backstreet Boys fan. We'll talk about that at some point. We'll get into all that. But they would have like the whole album, the regular album, and then like the Europe version would have like 4 extra songs. Like I don't even think artists do that anymore, because now everything is kind of
everything's online and everything's just
so there's no reason to have like a Europe release and then a know like American release, which is another, like, because think about it. So I would buy the American version, and then I would buy the Europe version. So think about how much more sales they were making, you know, artists were making, whereas now, like, do people even buy albums anymore? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Because, like, I can't even remember the last album that I've purchased. Like, I can't. I can't even remember the last album, like a new album like, that I listened to front to back. That's another thing.
The only album that I know of that you got that was albums, one that you didn't buy, but your brother bought for you.
Which one? The Blink-182 one?
The Blink-182 one.
Yeah. And I mean, like, my brother buys like 311 albums. Like, if you know, to be honest, I think the last album that I got was probably that last No Doubt album, which was god awful. And
I don't even know which one that is.
It had the crap. I can't even. It was the last No Doubt album. And I think after that, I just kind of like listened to songs pretty much on YouTube or whatever, or you know, you have like, I mean,
definitely like places like YouTube and Spotify and Pandora and all those, they definitely made it easier to find music. But again, so here's the problem that I have with some of those music things is that now, I think we've discussed this in the past, that now music is all the same.
That's the problem.
No matter where you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, California, New York, Atlanta, Florida. Like, it doesn't matter where you live or where you are. Music is the same now.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you would have like you will only hear these songs in New York. You will only hear these songs in the South. But now, because of like iHeartRadio and all those other things, like all songs are the same everywhere.
So that was like an ongoing joke. Because I'm from New York, and that was like an ongoing joke. The people would say, golly, the people in the South are so behind us. Like, a song that we were listening to, like, you know, months ago, now it's like hot, you know, down south or whatever. And people would think that, like, you know, or like even like the fashion, even
but it was
like
like vice versa too.
Yeah,
because like
because there were artists that were probably here that we didn't know about until they got really popular, and it's like, okay, now they're cool enough to be, acknowledged by New Yorkers or big people, people from big cities or whatever. Right. And it was kind of the same thing with fashion. Like we would come down here and it was like, oh my God, why are these people wearing like fashion from like 2 years ago? But now everything's pretty much like it's all pretty much the same. So it's like, because the stores are the same, people can get stuff online,
right? So
everything is just and also I think there were artists that you can tell where they came from, or like what their inspiration was or whatever. Like let's say for example, like a lot of the hip hop artists, like you'd be like, okay, that's more of a down south kind of artist, or more of like a New York style, right? Now it's like a lot of people use the same producers,
mm-hmm. So the song sounds
so exactly the same. Yeah and then they also have to have like features all the time now. Like, like they'll have one song out and then this person's with this person because they want everyone to just,
the crazy thing about the features is that like you have the song already come out.
Yeah.
And then like a couple weeks later, you have someone else on the track. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that those two artists never actually collabed. Yeah,
that's
all they did is the new person just rapped and sung over the new one, and then they just cut it in. So it's like it's not even like it was a true collab.
And that's the thing that's kind of disappointing, because like back in the day, you would like people would actually. And I know sometimes they probably didn't, but for the most part, a lot of people were in the studio together, and they kind of like meshed well, or and now it's just like, okay, this song is popular, let me get on this song, let me get on this track. I'm not gonna say who just recently did that, but someone did.
Oh, there's probably like 3 or 4 that recently did that.
And it's like, okay, but so yeah, I think like as a whole, I don't think the music industry, and then you go to the concerts and the tickets are just out of control. Like they're just like,
well, some of that is because of resellers.
Yeah.
And they know that people want to buy those tickets, so they buy them up, and then they resell them for crazy money.
But people buy them, and that's the problem.
I know.
And that's the problem. People will buy them. Like, we were talking about how we miss the days when you would be able to like go to like one of the local like I guess they were like local venues or whatever, and you'd pay what, like $5 or something like that, or $10, and see like what, 4 different bands or something like that. Or
I mean, even back in the day, Warped Tour.
Yeah. Oh, Warped Tour wasn't that bad on price.
Warped Tour was an all-day thing.
Yeah.
Because back then it was only one day for sure.
Yeah.
But it was still only like $20 to get in, and you had like, I don't know, 40 bands, 50 bands.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire day.
And then now you see like these festivals, and
they're like 3 days long, and they're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
And I'm sorry, there's nothing appealing about that. Like being out there for 3 days. Sometimes they're like, oh, you can what do you call, like you can sleep out there also. And so like,
sleep out in the mud.
Yeah, there's nothing appealing like to be out there sweaty and just like with people who are drunk, and just like it's just way too much. And then like with those things, okay, so if there's a band you want to see, you have to like really stay by that stage. That's the thing. And then you miss a lot of the other bands. So you're like, okay, if I want to get a really good spot, I'm gonna have to sit here through all these other bands I don't really want to see, because I want to see this band. I have to stand here and be up, against I think that's a waste of money. Because I don't know, even like when I went to Warped Tour, I didn't really like stand in one spot. Like you kind of were able to walk around, but like with these other festivals, there's so many people that you have to just kind of stand there.
Also back in at least in where I lived, when we would go to Warp, like you could walk around and still be at the back and still see the stage and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to like crawl up through everyone.
Yeah.
You could like still watch and enjoy it from the back.
Yeah.
I mean, there were still maybe a few hundred people in front of you, but it wasn't like out in nowhere land.
Yeah.
Like some of these other ones are now.
Yeah.
That like the camera guys over there, and they have a zoom lens on their camera, and you're like, I can't see anything. Who's on stage?
And it's just whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. That's all you hear is just like the bass. Like,
and then all you see is just thousands of people.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
It just doesn't seem enjoyable to me. But even talking about like movie theaters and stuff like that, and I don't even know how they're going to do like venues, like opening up venues again and doing like actual concerts.
I don't know. They'll probably have to get them one of those like inflatable ball things that people walk around in. You know, see them in, like they go in the water and whatnot.
Oh my god! And that's how everyone's gonna be
like
in
a
the
big
venue.
hamster ball.
And like when you go to the bar or like to get something to drink, they just like open up a little like thing and they just put it in there. Yeah, that would be stupid. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, things are gonna be changing, and maybe not for the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like, and then the other thing that we were also talking about with like music and stuff.
Yeah.
Is like, we also were saying that Ticketmaster.
Oh, Ticketmaster.
Like, so Ticketmaster now, you just go online, you just keep clicking buttons, but like
people will never know the struggle that you had to go through with Ticketmaster. Like, I think everyone back in the day tried to figure out how could they just like demolish Ticketmaster. Like, seriously. Like, how was like what were your experiences with?
Oh, my experiences is, well, our Ticketmaster in our town was in Macy's. Mm-hmm. And you had to go to the customer service all the way in the back where it was like dark and it was like a cave.
For real.
And it was just like, one lady.
What do you want? Tickets? Follow me and I'll show you to the tickets.
It was like one lady with 3 computers in front of her.
Yeah.
And then you'd go on in front of Macy's outside because they didn't let you in and wait for it to open. And then when it opened, you ran to the back along with the other crazy people that were waiting for you at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and you'd be the first person. And you'd be like, I want it as close as we can do it. And then it'd be like 20 rows back. And then the person behind you would go up and get like front row. And you're like, what?
Yes.
And you were like, can't you get any more? This is what the computer gives us. The computer spits it out. It's just what I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do any better.
It's like, well, then give the guy behind me those tickets that you just spit out. You're like, nope, that's not how it works. Yeah. So it did not matter how early you got there.
No, didn't.
It did not matter.
You didn't get to pick your seats.
Sometimes it was random.
Sometimes, like later on, they were a little bit better about picking your seats. But when they first were doing it,
it was whatever it
spit out. That's what you got.
And it would devastate you, especially like somebody who came like you got there like 2 hours earlier, and then someone that just joined the line in the back. They're like, yeah, we got section 1. And you just wanted to like murder.
Yeah.
But it was. That's what it was.
That's what you got.
Yeah. But now you can go and, pick whatever. But the problem with that, though, is before everything happened, whatever, a lot of the front seats in, like, the pit area was now for, like...
Now VIP. And it costs, like, $500 a seat.
So, like, the section 1, you look at it, and it's, like, VIP. Yeah. And it's, like... So you have to, like, go to section 2. And,
right.
Meeting people is fun and everything, but... I feel like sometimes those things are like forced or whatever. So like, cause back in the day you would just wait outside the venue and the bands would just come out and you would meet them. Yeah. Now it's like, you have to buy the VIP, you go backstage, they sign, you take a little picture, and it's like, it's so forced. It's not like as organic as it used to be. Yeah. Because I know like,
but I mean, with that even like, are the artists actually enjoying it? Or is it just that they're just doing it because they just want the money? Yeah. Like, oh, I'm getting the money, so I guess I'll do whatever. Yeah. Because, I mean, we've seen some of those people, like on the YouTube videos, when people pay a lot of money for those things, to meet and the fans are just... The fans are super excited.
And they're just kind of like in a whole nother world. It's like, okay, right. Yeah. Come on. Whereas sometimes, like, you would meet them when they're coming out, and it was a different, I don't know, just seemed like a different energy. Like, and it didn't always happen. Sometimes you'd wait and, they wouldn't come out, or they would, just go by really fast or whatever. But I don't know. I don't see paying a whole extra like $150 just to take a picture and get a little laminate hangy thing or whatever, or a little poster. It just doesn't seem as cool. And so that changes things as far as like getting a really good seat.
You know what? Okay. See, again, and I kind of blame iHeartRadio for this as well. They're probably going to hate us after all this. But no,
but we're just stating the difference,
But like, again, I remember radio stations would give out tickets and give out VIP passes. Yeah. But now
it's very rare.
It's very hard to do those things. And a lot of radio stations don't do it. Mm-hmm. They just don't. Because
like a lot of the local, like if the band came to the local, like to any like place, like the local radio station would be able to like have a contest and you would do, because we even you won the Backstreet Boys one, and then and that was to meet them, and also there was a question and answer. There was they did a little performance. My brother and I went to see Neon Trees, and we won those tickets, and that was through local. And this was all before I think iHeartRadio,
or it was probably at the beginning of it, but it was
but they still had some kind of creative control, whereas you would have to call in then, and then after that it became text happy to iHeartRadio, and like and everybody in the freaking world, or not world, but everyone that is listening to an iHeartRadio channel is texting that whole thing. Whereas before it was like you actually had to call and the radio station and be like caller 15 or caller 12 or something, so it. I don't even remember the last time I've heard that. I don't even think they do that anymore, where you have to call in.
Everything's like the text in now. Yeah.
And it's all like a iHeartRadio kind of contest or whatever. Right. So I think that's kind of, and I used to rack up on winning radio station contests back in the day. Like,
it's all your fault.
No, but I used to I won a lot of tickets off the radio, but it was fun.
I would win a couple things, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I called in, I just made requests.
Yeah. And even that was fun.
Yeah.
Now, forget that. Like now it's like, okay, you're going to request a song. You have to pick from these 5 songs that we play. Those, don't even bother asking us to the
same
play
5 songs every hour.
Same 5 songs. You could just tell us what order you want them to be in, but it's going to be the same 5 songs. So even doing that is not, it's not like a thing that they do anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't just randomly call and be like, hey, can you play this song? And they're like, no, that's not in our rotation anymore. They're not going to tell you that. They'll just go, oh, okay, cool. If they even pick up the phone. I'm guessing they still do, but it's not the same. It's really not the same. Like you would be able to call, like if there was a celebrity or whatever, a musician that was in the studio, you can call and like talk to them or whatever, and like do like I don't even like it's become just so like I don't know, it's just like it's like things are more
it's all automated now.
Like things are more connected, but then they're less, it's not as connected as they used to be. Like you would be able to call like your local DJ and be like talk and say this stuff, but it's not really like that anymore. So that's kind of,
I mean, but like, is there anything that has really stayed the same over after all these years? I mean, I feel like some people are gonna like watch this and they're gonna be like, well, it's got to evolve. Things gotta change.
Yeah, totally. I think that like for in the good side of things, because things are like all connected, you get to learn about different artists that you probably wouldn't learn about. And
right, but they're all the same artists now.
But they're all the same artists. Oh God, I'm trying to see the positive here, and I don't want to seem like we're old people and we're sticking in the mud and things change, whatever. But because things changed even from when when our parents were our age or whatever. But it's just things that are just different. It's different. And
but you know what's interesting is you say that, and I know for me, and I know for you also, is we used to listen to the same music that our parents listened to.
Yeah. There's no way, like, I don't see like me listening to Cardi B with like your mom or something. Like I don't see that, or with my mom. I wouldn't even listen to her with my mom, and I wouldn't also see her. I wouldn't listen to her with my our nieces or our nephew in the car either.
Yeah.
Whereas there were songs that, and I'm pretty sure there were songs that that our parents wouldn't listen to us listen to with us when we were younger. But I think that there's not enough artists that are like for entire families, I guess. I don't know. Or like, sometimes people say, oh, that's old music or whatever. But I don't know. I liked listening to oldies when I was younger.
We used to listen to the oldie stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, except for it being like kitschy and like this whole like whatever right now, there's not many people who are going to listen to like 90s music.
What do you mean? Everybody wants to feel like they were born in the 90s. Or from
I mean like how we would listen to like stuff from the 70s and stuff.
Oh, okay.
People are not like grooving to stuff from the 90s.
Yeah. Unless it becomes like a used in a TikTok video, and then all of a sudden it's like
unless it's using TikTok, or someone like uses it as their beat in one of the new songs.
Yeah.
Like then everyone's like, oh, this track is lit, or whatever people say nowadays. I don't fucking know. But
you can't say that word.
I can say that.
But yeah, like people will take elements from the 90s, but I don't see like them sitting there listening to like Sade. Well, see, they'll take the fashion sense of Sade and like the whole vibe of Sade, but I don't really see them like chilling in their car or in their room listening to Sweetest Taboo. Like I don't see people doing that. Like it's just not what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but Sade was good, but so I think there's just elements of it where I don't know. I went through a phase when I don't know, maybe I was having I was born in the wrong time, but I would watch like Three's Company.
We watched all that too. I feel like the time that we grew up, we would watch other things and still enjoy it, except for now. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird time right now as far as like music and shows and all that kind of stuff. So, and
we don't even really watch like today's sitcoms either.
We don't.
Yeah.
Because we don't like them.
I just don't think they have the same vibe that other sitcoms back in the day had. I think that, all right. So when you watch sitcoms, like I think the last new sitcom we watched was probably Fuller House. I think that was probably but I think like the problem is also like, a lot of them are pushing so much like agendas, which they probably did back in the day, but maybe they just went over our head. I don't know. But it's like they push it so hard that things have to be a certain way or have to I'm trying to say things without like, you know, like I don't know. It's just not like a family sitcom and you can just enjoy it and have fun. Like what was the other one? The Charlie one. What was that one again?
Good Luck Charlie.
Good Luck Charlie. It was just a funny, like, you know, sitcom. Right. Same thing with, like I said, Fuller House. Like I think that to be a remake or a continuation or whatever you want to call it, it was funny. You can just watch it and not have to deal with like today's like, you know, things. Like I know like Boy Meets World, we watched that, and like Saved by the Bell. They would touch on certain things.
They would touch on race and things like that, but it's not like today where it's all about like, oh, he's black, she's white, he's, you know, whatever. Like that's.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to be able to watch something and not be like, okay, this is a PSA, you know? And I think that's kind of, you know, why we don't really watch a lot of those things. Like I said, I know they touched on some of those things, but it just wasn't just so in your face all the time. Right. So, I don't know, but...
I don't know either. But what'd you guys watch?
What'd you guys watch? And when you went to the mall, what stores did you guys, you know, go to in the mall? Do you still go to the mall? Like, and what stores do you like? Is online shopping the way to go? You know,
do you remember Ticketmaster?
Do you remember that? Yeah, do you remember going through that experience?
Do you remember going to all
these
these
bring
things?
The rage back up in you? No. Yeah. But
we talked about a lot of stuff on this one.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys thought, and
we'll get you on the next one.
Yep.
So definitely leave comments below. Tell us what you think. If you have remembering your childhood or whatever happened to you, just put it down below. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe.
And I'm curious, what was the first album that you bought? We'll talk about that in another, because I can't think of that right now, but what was the first album that you bought from like a music store? Not online, from a music store, an actual album, like a physical album.
See, that's hard. I know the very first CD I bought.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the first like cassette tape I bought.
So we'll have to talk about that in another one, because I have to think also. I can't remember.
But I know exactly what my first CD was.
What was that?
It was the soundtrack to Die Hard 2, but it was the orchestral soundtrack. I was so excited to get that. I'm a nerd. I don't know what to tell you, but
it's okay.
It was powerful.
It was powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was in orchestra. I enjoyed that stuff. Not wasn't in tears, but I mean, it was a good orchestral soundtrack, and that was my very first one I bought.
Interesting. Well, what was your first album, and was it powerful? All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and share. Leave a comment down below, definitely, and follow us on Instagram at Downright Random. And that's it.
Yep.
Wrapping it up. See ya.
Check you later.
Peace.